Drivers, start your engine!
Be plenty of carnage up. Full head on them. Wound up. Yeehaw, boys. Holy. It's a junkyard. There's too much time hitting people. Chill a second. No gas, gotta hang up here. Don't overdrive. Just let me do my job. 10 times. I don't care if I wreck the whole field. I'm over him. He's just a moron. That was an absolute bullshit. Not clear. Awesome. I tell you, Mama ain't raising no. What the f*** are you doing out here? People are saying, just racing like idiots. I don't care. Just let me drive. What is he doing? This is embarrassing. What a clown show.
Did you ever think you would see that?
How the f*** did that just happen? Holy cow, baby, let's go! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go!
How's it going, everybody? Welcome into NWP tonight here on DannyBTalks. We got corn. It's flowing in the fields of Iowa. It's also flowing in our chat right now.
It's coming.
We're getting a lot of corn and green emojis. It's all fitting. It all goes well together. Other things that go well together is me and the boys here. We got Eric Eastep and Jarrett Jasberg Lundberg as usual, guys. There was no racing this weekend. We had a bye week. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling refreshed?
What is the Stephen A. Smith of NASCAR going to talk about tonight?
Exactly. I don't even want to. You can't even make the joke and say the self-proclaimed Stephen A. Smith of NASCAR because, one, you're way too humble to do that. This was proclaimed by Carson Hocevar. What podcast was he on when he said this?
I found someone sent me Carson Hocevar, not to make this about me. This is because we're on Danny's channel tonight. We got other things to get to, not to make this about me, but I did. It came to my attention. Someone tweeted at me, Eric, you were featured in this podcast Hocevar was on. I was like, what? And I'm like, I know Carson. I'm like, okay, well, what did they say? I go and find it, and it was that podcast he did with that. I forget what she called it. It was a really interesting. I don't know what the podcast. It was not a racing podcast.
Is this like a friend of Tabs or something like that, or
could be. Anyway, she played Carson a clip from my show about him, getting into it with other drivers as like sort of a jumping off point for some discussion they were having. But when she mentioned it, like Carson was like, "Oh yeah, I know Eric," and then he said, "What was the quote?" He said, "Yeah, he's like the Stephen A. of our sport, I guess." He did not sound very confident. And I was like, wow, all right, maybe I need to make that my Twitter bio. I need to go find the clip. Maybe I'll post it later.
Dirty Mo Media that has all kinds of people, yet he calls Eric the Stephen A.
I wasn't sure if I should be offended or flattered. I mean, Stephen A is a juggernaut, a titan of industry, but he's also Stephen A. Smith and is on, he's had his low moments as well. I don't play solitaire during the race. I gotta say, I am actively taking notes and watching lap after lap, play by play. But no, I need to find the clip. I'll talk about my show tomorrow, maybe, because it was a funny clip. I haven't posted it anywhere, but shout out to whoever it was that tagged me, that let me know that was like buried in an hour-long podcast. So I was like, oh, let me go find that.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth on it.
I'm gonna update my Twitter bio after the show.
Dang it, Jarrett.
I just poking the bear. Anyway.
Bear is plenty poked. Well, we didn't have any racing this weekend, but I will say didn't get a chance to talk about this on our fun stream. If you missed that, by the way, you should have checked out the fun stream on the NWP Clips channel on Monday. There was actually someone, I don't know if you guys saw Geo from Twitter, who was literally going through all weekend and doing tweet by tweet of a fictional NASCAR return to Kentucky Speedway that was ultimately won by Kurt Busch in the '67 Monster Energy Toyota. Literally made a complete like race win graphic and everything for it.
What in the multiverse is that about? That's some alternate timeline that's seeping through the cracks of our reality.
I feel like I was the only one seeing it, but
maybe you were. Can anyone confirm? Is Danny a multiverse traveler now?
Danny was in one of the other timelines we split off from in 2012 when the world ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've come back into this multiverse because Dr. Doom showed up and he did an incursion on that one.
Folks in the chat say they saw it too. So
Is that a
But
Marvel
anyway,
reference or a JoJo reference?
I don't know. All of the above.
it's a Marvel reference. I don't know what. This is sad. I don't even know what JoJo is. The only JoJo I know is that JoJo Seawall.
That's exactly.
Do you know
who
the song
who we're talking
Roundabout?
about.
Do you know, like, remember the meme with Roundabout, like dun, 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 with the awesome bass line?
No,
I
Really?
know that song. I think.
No,
I think I know that. I think I
Oh,
know
we're
the
gonna-
melody you just hummed.
I got to show you the
DMCA.
meme. It's only part of it. It's like, I think it's like an 8-minute song. It's pretty good. We're gonna get way off track on this one.
I mean we are definitely way off track because there's no race to talk about. So it's like, what are we doing this part of it?
I mean,
Talk about
I
all the
guess
schedule news. That's been
yeah,
happening.
we go off track to talking about tracks.
No,
Yeah, let's just talk. I'm wearing my San Diego
no
hat.
past race to talk about. We will talk about future races. Jared, get right into the headlines. Let's throw up the headline graphic.
I'm so not ready. I don't have the headline graphic. There we go. Headlines. This is weird.
Headlines early edition 2027 schedule news. Well, just with the first place I see, Jarrett, you are more qualified to talk about this one to start.
Yeah, and I'm at this moment, I'm also double checking to make sure we haven't had another announcement, because it's like every hour of the day we've had them.
Coordinated attack.
Yeah, let's start with the big one. Chicago, the street race, the area, all of it. Basically, from what Bob said, this is where the negotiations more or less are kind of at a sticking point. When it comes to just really any of the tracks left, it seems like most tracks have their dates set, and then it's just between NASCAR and the city of Chicago. I think, I want to say they said it was a money deal. I know a few of the people I talked to in Chicagoland had said it had more to do with the state and city, and it's kind of almost putting everything towards the back burner after the whole Bears deal. Either way, negotiations are stalled in that side of it, but the goal is to go back to the Chicago street race. And I think Jordan Bianchi said that the odds of both Chicago area races and racetracks happening are pretty low. It's one or the other.
Yeah, it is. That's an interesting comparison to the Bears situation. Chicago's having a hard time keeping sports in their city, it seems, with both the Bears and now with NASCAR. Yeah, it's interesting because a few weeks ago, I want to say it was Bianchi and others who were reporting that actually things were trending towards a return to the streets of Chicago, and then suddenly, wow, that seems to have changed. But I guess that's politics, people change their minds, things come and go, roadblocks appear seemingly out of nowhere. Yeah, so Chicago and I think San Diego, essentially the two street race potential or possibilities, seem to be what's holding up the full announcement. That's why if you've been on Twitter today, you're seeing a bunch of individual track announcements. Like I think 36 out of 38 dates are essentially squared away. I think the San Diego and Chicago dates are also squared away. The question is, is it going to be at Chicago? And if they can't get San Diego now seems to have a lot of momentum to come back. That's why I'm wearing this hat this weekend, or this week for this week's show. But if San Diego suddenly falls through, I don't know, maybe there is room for both Chicago's, or maybe, I don't know, is the Daytona road course the backup? I don't know what happens then.
I would rather see both Chicago's than San Diego, if I'm being honest with you, just because I love I love the novelty of San Diego just being a one-time only thing for the 250th anniversary of the United States.
Well, I know how you feel about these big, like, one-off street races. You want them to be one-offs as much as possible.
Exactly. And if that means then, okay, we're going back to Chicago, there's your one-off, or get a new one next year, that's my path.
Ooh, Road America, Dirty Def in the chat. Yeah, that should be the San Diego plan B. That'd be a good one.
I mean, I'm quite biased on the Chicagoland side of it. I just, after this and after Road America, I attended both. I've been to every Chicagoland and Road America Cup race since 2007, and all I can think in the back of my head is seeing a lot of media people and others scoff at the idea of going back to Chicagoland because, well, no one showed up, and then we had a sellout on the 4th of July weekend with a bunch of things against it, still sold out. Road America had 6 figures of people. So I will just say that no matter what happens here, if it's on or not, the fact that it's a question, I never want to hear the rationale of, well, if you don't show up, you're not going to get your race, because the Midwestern fan base has shown up and lost races. Hell, add Milwaukee into it with the truck race, even though that was more of a track running
Isn't
deal.
Iowa like a sellout every year and like the hardest ticket to get on resale? Like I think resale tickets for this race a couple years ago were easily in like the $300 to $400 range.
They can honestly add 10,000 seats and it would probably help it.
They're spending $20 million, I think, between now and next year on renovation. So they are fully bought into Iowa having a permanent cup slot. No, I'm with you. Anyone who makes that argument, just show up and show your support. That's all. That's a gross oversimplification of just the reality. It's, TV plays a role, time of year. There's other politics. Who owns the, if it's an independent owned track like Road America, it's naturally going to be harder to find a spot on the schedule for it than if it's an ISC or SMI track. So I'm with you. Like that argument's always been thin. I think it's part of the equation. If you have bad attendance, that's not good. It's good to have good attendance, but that's never been the full answer. I'm with you. I hear you wanting Chicagoland, and that's why, like, personally, I've been to both. Now I can say I've been to Chicagoland Speedway and I've been to the street race. I enjoy the street race more. I think it's just, I still think that the spectacle of it, it's so surreal that NASCAR even pulled that off in the first place. The idea that it could continue on into the future is insane to me, that the city ever allowed them to do that. But that's such a cool event. So I'm biased, but I'm also I don't live in the Midwest. I'm an out of state, out of town. I fly in for this, I fly out. I'm treating it as a summer trip in a way. If you are like you, Jared, or like you used to be, I guess, if you're a Midwestern native, you are in the Chicagoland area, I totally get why a lot of folks like yourself would prefer the normal oval race. Tickets are cheaper. It's more the classic NASCAR experience. And if you only get 1 or 2 races a year that you get to go to, I understand wanting the classic NASCAR experience. You can camp. You can't camp on Michigan Avenue. I'm pretty sure they have rules against that. I don't know. Maybe they don't. But so
you can camp. They just don't consider it camping. They consider it being homeless.
I was about to say they consider that going to the homeless shelter.
Sure. So I prefer the street race personally, but I also will acknowledge that I think people who live in the area, their say should carry a little more weight than probably mine in this instance. So I don't know. We'll see what they do. I'm good either way, but yeah, I don't know. I'd be curious. Can we poll the chat? Although I have a feeling I know what our chat is going to say if we poll them right now.
Chicagoland and Chicago Street Course.
And the street race, yeah. I have a feeling I know where the momentum is at right now, but I'd be curious to put it into some numbers.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to give them 3 options. I'm going to give them the choice of 3 tracks in that area: Road America, Chicagoland, and Chicago Street Course.
Ooh, you're going to split the vote. It's a dangerous game.
Well, I'll say of the street races, honestly, like I really enjoyed San Diego. Like I think I even went on after that race, and I stand by it in arguing that it's a race of the year contender. I thought it was a good race through and through. I think that there definitely need to be some things from your account, Eric, and other accounts of people that I've talked to that were there of like, hey, we need to up the ante when it comes to fan experience and getting the lines down and things like that, which I'm assuming they would with that much data now. I fully welcome San Diego coming back. And I would actually fly out more than likely and go see that race if I could. Like it looked like a blast in person.
It's a cool track, although I would consider going again for sure. But I do exactly what I did last time, unless I went there just to work, which maybe I would go there to work the race, watch all 3 races, do the whole thing. But if I'm going there like I did with Amelia, I would treat it as a summer weekend getaway, go to the zoo, hit the beach, explore Coronado, and then I go to Sunday's race because it is fun to watch the race. But it's sight lines, it's not great. You have a great view of the city and the aircraft carrier depending on your seat, but it's almost 4 miles around. As an in-person viewing experience, it's got to be towards the very bottom if you're just a pure race fan. But it was a really cool city to visit, and I think having that backdrop, especially in the middle of the summer, really, really cool for NASCAR to be there. So I would welcome it back for another year, but I also do kind of understand where Danny is coming from in that, maybe 2 years is fine, but I don't know that this is the next like permanent tradition. I do like the idea of still using the street course backdrop to explore other cities at some
Right.
point.
There are just so many more cities that I think could benefit by, again, I say treat this thing like it's a Super Bowl. You should want this to be in your city. I want to see Denver. I want to see Los Angeles. I want to see New Orleans. I want to see Seattle, Washington. I want to see all these major cities that don't typically have NASCAR coming to them. New York City. I want to see this thing continue at so many different places, because this is how you get NASCAR to not the same old place every year. If we, you do the new street course, it can only be new and grand one time, and then it's just getting repetitive.
I would say one city I really, really want to see them try is Pittsburgh. I feel like just because the way that the culture of the city is, the way that it was really built up by working class people and really NASCAR fans and NASCAR's clientele in a lot of ways. In that factor, I feel like there could be a special connection made there. Plus, they are diehard rabid sports fans. It's a beautiful city, to see on TV, to drive through. I would wonder, would they drive through the tunnel? I can't remember what road that is, but there's so many areas that they could try through there. I mean, hell, if they wanted to do 1 year at Nashville and then back to the track, just do a one-off, I'd be cool with that. I do agree though vastly with Danny though on that. Yeah, I do want to see them try and move this around more. 2 is the maximum for me, and it's still pushing it though. Like, I really would like this to stay as 1, just because I like the special factor. I feel like we don't have as many special dates, and we try and make new ones when like this is just gift wrapped as a special date wherever it lands.
Yeah.
And this is also such a unique thing that, like with Chicagoland Speedway, when they went to Chicago, it takes away from a established track that we have. If there are cities that are somewhat close-ish to a existing track already that wanted to lure in the street course option, hey, maybe for 1 year, we do just take a break from your local track. So if the city of Atlanta, Georgia, wanted to have a street course, we just don't go to Atlanta Motor Speedway at least one time.
That was a terrible example. I don't think anyone wants to.
Okay, let's not use that because we're below New Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's an example, because we just had this debate. If the city of Indianapolis wanted to host a street course rather than racing at the Brickyard, how would you guys feel about that?
I would like it. I don't think the garage. Here, Dan, I got an example for you. Arlington, Texas. Texas Motor Speedway takes a year off, and they go run what IndyCar ran earlier this year around Jerry World.
Or some kind of configuration of Fort Worth, Dallas, that area.
Yeah. That because I think I worry about with Indy is another one where people are just gonna be mad that you're not racing over the Art of Bricks. And I'm like, all right, okay, I get it. I mean,
I don't think it's unpopular anymore to say that. I don't think Texas is Texas anymore. It might not be the greatest track, but
no. But if you announce tomorrow Texas Motor Speedway is off the schedule for a year, we're going to run Arlington, I don't think you'd get a ton of blowback. I guess
I'd rather do a Las Vegas street race or a Phoenix street race personally.
Actually, Las Vegas, I don't know if F1 would allow it, but yes, that actually would be a great. Like, there's 2 Vegas races a year. We don't need 2 Vegases anymore. I think one street race would be a cool balance. Yeah,
this could potentially be an interesting one out here, and kind of just looking at the map over here. Salt Lake City, Utah. How would you guys feel about that?
I mean, it's not one that's it's not one that's in NASCAR country in any way, in any market that they really have.
There's just so many places, and it's kind of in the middle of a bunch, but like Cincinnati, Ohio, it's an option at this point.
I like Cincinnati.
I really like the idea of New Orleans.
Well, let's put a pin in this, because I think later in the show, weren't we planning on maybe like drafting, like taking turns pitching future schedule editions?
That counts. Yeah,
snake draft.
Some hypothetical street races, maybe we could mix in there. I don't know. We're making the rules as we go along.
As far as the chat goes, given the 3 options, 65% want to see Chicagoland return, 20% want to see Road America return, and 15% want to see the Chicago Street Course return.
That's about what I expected.
I gotta say, am surprised there's about as many Chicago street race truthers as Road America.
Like,
Yeah,
technically
that might be.
less.
Yeah, but it's close, you know. Like I'm surprised that like those are the margins. It's like actually kind of a perfect bell curve a little bit. But yeah, we got more schedule stuff.
Let's talk a little bit about the Chase. Here are some races that, as far as we know, are officially going to be out of the Chase in 2027. The Bristol Night Race, which I've been saying for a while, you cannot conflict East Tennesseans between choosing the Bristol Night Race and a Tennessee Vols game. It's hurt the attendance the last few years. Last year, it had to conflict with the Tennessee versus Georgia game, which turned out to be a great game, went to overtime. Tennessee did lose it in the end, but it was a phenomenal game, remembered as one of the better games of the last season for both teams. This year, it's only going up against Tennessee and Kennesaw State. So it's not the end of the world on that one, but it's just something that it's for the best of both of these. And for everyone in East Tennessee, that you're going to move Bristol back to August away from college football season, in my opinion.
Last year, I remember there were watch parties all outside the racetrack for the Georgia Tennessee game before the race, and there was hundreds of people out in their lawn chairs watching on these little big screens they had set up. So I get it.
The joke I have is if the Vols played on Sundays, the churches would be empty. Like it's like I fully underestimated it before moving down here, but like it's the right move for attendance. The viewership on that side of the state and the general area also is really big for the Bristol Night Race on TV. Like I would not be surprised if this race for the first time since 2019 gets over 2 million viewers. I wouldn't be surprised whatsoever by that, regardless of where they put it. It can go up against NFL preseason game on USA Network, and I still think it'll get way better viewership just not being in college football season. And I do think the attendance will be higher too. I know a lot of people disagree with it, but I think now that you don't have rounds, now that you don't have eliminations and all of that, I think that this is the right move for now. Get the racing right. And then maybe in the future, you can move it back there depending on how the calendar falls with the schedule or something like that.
I think the only reason Bristol made any sense in the Chase was when it was a cutoff race, an elimination race under the lights, all that drama.
It was good for that format. Now that we're back to Chase, I think I like it better as a, oh man, we gotta survive this one, make the most points as we run up to the Chase here, you know?
Yeah. Or just like you said, mid-August is better for attendance, hopefully bring a little more energy. But like the attendance for the Bristol Night Race has still been solid over the last few years, but it's obviously not been a sellout, not quite packed like it was in its heyday. So hopefully we can get a little closer to those days.
And I know we're gonna run into the rain factor. It's at the risk in August, but you know it's equally as much of a risk in September. We've just been very fortunate the last few years to not have to worry about it as bad. Bristol out. The Southern 500 also looking to go out of the Chase, and I like this one. I liked a big marquee race like this not mattering for the Chase, but just being a standalone. This one feels good to win, and also adding into what we're seeing, you know, as we finish out the regular season. I'm okay with that one. How do you guys feel?
It's a calendar.
Yeah, it really comes down to the calendar. Like I wouldn't be surprised if in 2028. I mean, well, it's going to come down to football. If the NFL insists on that mid-February. I guess that's President's Day weekend, right? If it's always President's Day weekend is the Super Bowl, then Daytona is going to get pushed back a week, which means the entire schedule gets pushed back a week, which means instead of starting the Chase at Darlington, you're going to finish the regular season at Darlington. So yeah, I'm good with it either way.
Well, and it could fall either way, but the other factor that's going to be really, really tough is, and I've noticed they moved the start time this year back an hour. Like it's instead of starting at like 5 Eastern or whatever, or, you know, 6 Eastern, it's starting at 5 or whatever. Like it's an hour earlier. And I know people don't want to hear this, but the network's going to move it this way. The way that it's going to start and where it's placed during the day is also going to factor in when the NFL adds an 18th game to the schedule and expands a week, maybe 2 weeks, because there might be an added bye week with that. And it could be out of the Chase and still go head to head with the NFL in 2 or 3 years. So like, could the Southern 500 be moved to a Saturday night in future years? Could it be moved to a Sunday afternoon so there's not the head-to-head with NBC's Sunday Night Football?
When does that's a good point about NBC owning both the rights to both, or I still don't know how the NBC USA split exactly works, but I digress. When does the NFL season start this year? Are they not playing until after Labor Day? I don't even know.
It always starts the Sunday, the week after Labor Day, it's actually
okay.
This year we got to worry a little bit and maybe move to a Tuesday because NFL opening kickoff is Wednesday night this year, not Thursday.
What the hell?
Yeah, because they're trying to make Wednesday Night Football a big thing, and then Thursday they couldn't make Friday work, but they want to basically do a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
They're going to end up playing 7 days a week, seven nights a week.
They can't do Friday because that's high school games, and smaller colleges find it good to play on Friday nights for a little bit of exposure.
They can do whatever they damn well please. They are the National Football League. They take no prisoners.
They own a day of the week.
They basically bought Christmas away from the NBA. That was basketball's day for the longest time. Now it's the NFL's day. Sorry, basketball.
I'm actually getting
LeBron.
I'm getting word in my just nothing in my ear that the NFL is telling us that we actually have to start talking about NFL on Wednesdays from now on. So sorry, guys.
Damn.
They bought this show, even though we choked at the 17-0 game Monday night. They bought our show anyway.
They liked the promise they saw. They saw potential.
They saw potential in our Derrick Henry hopefulness.
There was one other race, Danny, that's moved out of the chase now.
Yes, and that is Gateway over in St. Louis. Where do you guys think this one fits?
Wherever they can fit it on the schedule. I hope they don't move it to May.
I feel like this is a spring type of race.
I would. I mean,
then again,
honestly,
if we move to spring in St. Louis, it might be getting chased around by tornadoes too. So.
You know what might be cool, and it might land on the schedule this way, depending on what. So, like the rumor is Bristol would be 2 weeks before Daytona, so there's a gap in there. What if you had Saturday night IndyCar and then Sunday night Cup Series for
just what Timothy Wolf said, doubleheader of IndyCar?
That'd be fun. I think August is where Gateway would probably land because the two of the races that are now going back into the chase are Richmond and New Hampshire, which are both mid-August weeks. So I imagine Gateway's going to swap essentially with one of those. So yeah, no, that'd be cool if they could do another. I mean, we know if Phoenix will be an IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader again, so maybe why not Gateway too? Go for it. Go big or go home.
If people don't know the context of what was just put on screen, I like the track, I like the people. But for a track that's called Worldwide Technology, that the internet availability to media people there is the worst that I have ever experienced in my entire life. I want to say it was literally 0.4 download and upload speed.
So two things on that. One, so I did my post-race stream from Gateway, and it was actually better on the hill in the infield in the parking lot from my car, the connection just on my normal LTE, than it was the Wi-Fi in the media center. But I was there the year that the power went out for like 2 hours. Wow. And like they got to fix it, man, because it is a really, really good track and a good facility. Yeah, they got to get the technology of Worldwide Technology.
Samuel Stubbs, he's covered a race at Gateway. He knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a special kind of awful. But I like this one too. Just I think one, because I do like having a bit of rotation with the chase, and two, like we talked about with New Hampshire, it's a very similar type of racetrack. It's, you can interchange these, I think, and it should be fine.
Yeah. Swapping out New Hampshire and Gateway is essentially a 1-for-1 deal.
Well, you kind of alluded to tracks that are going in the chase. You mentioned Richmond and New Hampshire, but also going in as Watkins Glen. So SVG is going to get a little bit of a playground in the chase.
Depending on how it starts out, because I think a perfect way for it to start out would be, let's just have Richmond on the Saturday night that the NFL opens up, because the NASCAR has really shown, especially at the start of the chase, they want to avoid the head-to-head with football as much as they can, whether it's area or TV. And what's crazy about it is it would fall the way the old schedule would. You'd have Darlington, and then the next week Richmond on the same weekends I used to be. It's just that the schedule and calendar changed so much. And then I think you could do New Hampshire and then the Glen. And if you did that, I mean, there's a real shot if it's Richmond, New Hampshire, Watkins Glen to open the Chase in any order. There's a realistic shot after those 3 races that if he makes it and he's improved at the ovals, that SVG might be leading the points at that point. Like there's a realistic shot.
Yeah, based on how he's run this year. Yeah, I do think that Richmond Chase opener, especially if they do Saturday night to stay away from the NFL, that makes a ton of sense. And then either Watkins Glen, Watkins Glen, New Hampshire, or New Hampshire, Watkins Glen. I think that's a solid three-peat out the
What
gate.
time of year would you say having these races again?
I have it written down. It'd be it'd be
Early
September 5th would be the Southern 500. If you do Saturday night at Richmond, that'd be September 11th, and then September 19th would be New Hampshire, Watkins Glen, September 26th. It's interchangeable though.
Have they announced when Watkins Glen is? Didn't they already announce that date?
September is when they said. They didn't give a date.
They didn't give a weekend yet?
It is too freaking bad that they won't push Watkins Glen in New Hampshire just about a month later to be mid to late October and give us prime fall foliage in New Hampshire, which is really hard to beat with the fall colors up there.
Cool.
Could be a little chilly at different points, but I mean,
Just wear a hoodie, you'll be all right.
I'm just speaking from the NASCAR perspective. You know me, I'm the guy that goes out shirtless in 20-degree weather to play with the dog.
I just want to see the visual of a NASCAR race happening with a drone shot coming out of these fall colors, and all of a sudden there's cars that go flying by.
I would like it. Don't get me wrong. I agree.
The vibrations would help the leaves fall faster.
It would be funny.
Upset the ecosystem.
All right. Now something a little bit more maybe controversial to some now.
Oh yeah.
The All-Star race. We're not going back to Dover. It's getting a full points race, and I think for the most part I'm okay with that. But who is losing a points race is North Wilkesboro because they're likely getting the All-Star race back.
I think, Eric, I think you and me have a little bit differing opinions on this because I'm very much of we just got North Wilkesboro back after 30 years. Like, this is such a downgrade. I think you're more like, hey, it worked as the All-Star race.
But I also kind of agree with your perspective. But you can go first. Yeah.
I
can say my piece. Yeah, like I think Watkins Glen, North Wilkesboro, I think just on paper, it always made the most sense as the All-Star race. If we're going to have an All-Star race, which I think now there's more and more momentum behind not having an All-Star race at all, which I'm starting to get more and more behind. But as long as we have an exhibition $1 million race, I think under the lights, North Wilkesboro, an hour and a half north of Charlotte, right before the 600. I just think if we're going to have an All-Star race, it's got to be there, if not Charlotte. And if it's at Charlotte, well, then now I don't know if there's any place for North Wilkesboro. So I think it had to be North Wilkesboro. But I agree with you that this is why when they announced points race for North Wilkesboro, I was like, that's cool, but I don't know. I guess I could kind of see where the train was headed. And I'm like, all this momentum has been ramping up. It was abandoned. Then, it started to get buzz, slap shoes and folks. Dale Jr. comes out, cleans it up. iRacing, they get late models first, then a Cup All-Star race. It's like, whoa, like North Wilkesboro is just riding this incredible wave of momentum. And now for the first time in this, half-decade resurgence, we took a step back by losing now it's lost something again. That's the way some people like you're saying will look at it. It is it didn't gain the All-Star race. It already had we've been there. It lost a points race. And so for a lot of hardcore fans, they're going to go, oh, that's not good. Even though I think it is the best spot for it on the schedule, frankly, is the All-Star slot. People are going to look at it and say, oh, that all this momentum has suddenly been stunted. And that's not good PR at the very least.
I will say it I think is the best of a bad situation with the scheduling, because based on the rumors, it was North Wilkesboro or New Hampshire. And New Hampshire is its own thing. I can appreciate it for what it is. But yeah, I mean, at least with Dover, like it's a much faster paced track. So at least like there's the look of speed. You can have some moments, and you did have some moments during the race. It just was 350 laps and everything was muddled together. So I mean, I would say if you're gonna add something, because there's the rumor and because of the contract with Bowman Gray, that Bowman Gray has to have some kind of NASCAR event. If you had the trucks move to Bowman Gray that Friday night, and then the O'Reilly series Saturday night, and then the All-Star race the next day, I think you could gain a little bit of that momentum and a little bit of that hype back.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point. If they brought O'Reilly to Wilkesboro next year, I think that would, that maybe would salvage some of the lost momentum for sure. I would love to see the O'Reilly cars race Wilkesboro.
He's probably going to be promoted to Cup full time next year, but the idea of Austin Hill at Bowman Gray Stadium kind of sells it for me.
Oh, for trucks?
If they put him back
No, for O'Reilly.
Oh, no, I don't want O'Reilly at Bowman Gray. I want trucks at Bowman Gray.
I thought we were saying O'Reilly.
No, I said the rumor is trucks at Bowman Gray, and then maybe they could move O'Reilly to North Wilkesboro.
Oh, O'Reilly to North Wilkesboro. Okay. Well,
but I put Austin Hill in a Spire truck or something for that race.
Yeah. Give me that.
Let the big bully eat. Let him eat, boys. Let him roll.
I saw our buddy Elite Precision put this on Twitter, and he said if Bowman Gray gets any touring series date, it means that more than likely Bowman Gray would be in NASCAR 27 the game, which going online into a lobby at Bowman Gray would just be a war zone. It'd be like the start of Saving Private Ryan.
They should just put goals on either end and turn it into a Rocket League game.
I
flying all over the place.
Give us the college football version of Bowman Gray Stadium in the game.
Well, maybe they could do what all the old EA games did, where I think it was Thunder 04, like each track had football goalposts, like field goal posts underneath the racetrack, because it was built off like the same engine as Madden in a lot of ways. But I do wonder who could make the first jump at Bowman Gray in one of those games, and especially if you can make it where it can play in any of the series. Like, man, how fitting would it be to put ARCA at Bowman Gray at some point? I'm getting off the rails. I'm getting off the rails again on that one.
Did y'all see the latest around Rockingham? Now, since we're kind of talking about Truck and O'Reilly.
Yeah, this is an unfortunate reality. The ownership group of IHRA. What does that say? Because the NHRA is one thing, IHRA is something else. I guess, did IHRA also start up as a drag racing organization, but then they tried to go into oval racing and it has failed badly. I think there was a late model series attached to IHRA, and people weren't getting paid for races they won.
They cut their first season. I think this was their first season I think it was a pro late model series, I want to say, that did not finish their season. The future is unknown. No, but they have, according to reports, some key employees have been laid off. There's a lot of questions around their future. And this is the group that bought Rockingham this year or last year. I think it was last year. Maybe it was this year. It was somewhat recently. Bought up a lot of racetracks, had a lot of big plans, but it seems like some of those plans now are on hold. And what did I say earlier? If you're an independently owned racetrack, it's always a little trickier to squeeze you onto the NASCAR schedule year in, year out. And so I don't know. We'll see what happens to Rockingham. But that was a track when I visited the track 3 or so years ago, when it was still like the idea of bringing NASCAR back there still seemed kind of far-fetched. I met the old owner. They gave me a tour of the facility, and I was like, oh gosh, I remember I talked to the owner. He didn't want to talk about racing. He just wanted to talk about like a EDM festival that they were going to be hosting. Like he didn't know anything about racing. I came away from that visit thinking this track has no NASCAR future, but against all the odds, they got NASCAR back-to-back years. Trucks O'Reilly. I think the racing has been really good. So it would be a shame now that the nightclub guy has left. He sold it, of course, first chance he got, took the government money and ran. It's a shame now that the new owners seem to not be in a position to operate or promote a race. I was listening to, we're probably not as qualified to talk about this as like Matt Weaver of short track scene, but I listened to him on the Dale Jr. Download this week. And, and I know he mentioned, actually, you guys know like Bob Sargent and Track Enterprises.
I was about to bring up Track Enterprises.
Yeah. So you could speak to it better than I could, at least.
So Bob Sargent and Track Enterprises actually were one of the bidders that wanted to buy up the Speedway before the IHRA got it. And, at least what I talked to the people I've talked to about it, I don't think ISC or SMI is going to buy Rockingham. I know people want that to happen, but that's the easiest route is that one, and it's not going to happen. But people I've talked to have said, yeah, like once that gets put up there, Bob Sargent Track Enterprises could buy that for pennies on the dollar at that point. It's the big goal he's wanted. He is Track Enterprises also, leases out races at the Nashville Fairgrounds. They also set up the Truck Series events with NASCAR at Milwaukee Mile a couple of years ago, and are pretty, Bob Sargent's
heavily involved in the late model scene.
Well, and Bob Sargent is very close with the France family too, so they would work. He would work hand in hand with NASCAR, whether or not that's good or not, because the way it's run can be up to debate. Look at the Milwaukee race, especially. I would not write off Rockingham as being dead anytime soon, but I would say it's still a very big question mark until it gets sold to whoever, whether it's Bob Sargent, whether it's some other outside investor, or whoever it might be.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it, is next year's in doubt, but that doesn't necessarily mean the long-term future of the track is in doubt. It could end up in more secure hands, actually, sooner rather than later, which I think that's what most of us are all hoping for.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. What was in the thumbnail for this one? The Clash. It has been confirmed that we are going back to Daytona for that one. No qualification rules have been announced yet, though. Even more disappointing, no preseason Thunder confirmed yet. Teams and NASCAR are kind of just all walking it back right now a little bit.
Well, I mean, the qualifications part, I think they alluded to is like, we're waiting to see if Dodge gets in because we want Dodge in the race. And
yeah, that's probably part of it. Yeah.
And I feel like, again, we get this close, we get it like thrown in front of us, the stuff that could happen. And then it's sort of a, well, we need to like the preseason Thunder thing. Everyone's talking about how it's going to happen. And now, well, it might not. I think they're waiting to see how Daytona races in August, honestly. I know they're saying it's because of the engines, and I think that might be part of it too, just because you have 3 weeks in a row of Clash 500 Atlanta for super speedways or super speedway-esque. If they can get the racing right, again, this is a perfect prop up for the Daytona 500, but I want them to stick on something, because it sounds like this is going to be a one and done. And then we don't know where they're going to go after this. If it's Bowman Gray again, if it's somewhere else, I want consistency to start the year.
It is no longer the Bud Shootout. It's not the Busch Clash. It's not the Cookout Clash. It is the Wheatley Vodka. Wheatley Vodka Clash is the name of it.
Remember the Sprint Unlimited? Like 2 years.
That's such a horrible name.
I went to one of the Sprint Unlimiteds. That was a fun time.
May not be able to pull out a bottle to get your starting spot anymore.
Oh, yeah.
But we could get these boys up on a stage, do a shot, and then once you do the shot, it reveals what number you have in the inside of your glass.
That would be cool. You do have a little mixed drink shot. That way you don't see the bottom of it when you pick it.
Got to mix something up of Wheatley Vodka. Do your shot. Get everyone a little shot in them the night before, and then they find out where you're going to start.
So I watched because Vody uploaded the 2011 one, I think it was, and Joey Logano had to have Greg Zipadelli go up there and open up the Budweiser bottle for him because he wasn't old enough to legally open it up on live TV.
That would be Connor Zilic if he is eligible next year.
Polls and former winners. I'd be A-okay with that. If you want to do some kind of open with the other cars and have that be like 20 laps like the old school one used to be when it was first started, and then maybe you do a 50 or 60 lap race for the main, like fine. But I feel like just we need to make it exclusive. That's how you make it special.
Can we make these guys do a shot before the race to find out where they start?
Whoa. We don't want to condone any.
The old Brian special.
I'm cool with Daytona. I'd be curious to know how the chat feels about them going back to Daytona. Again, I feel like it'll be largely positive because we're in that part of the cycle. It's all a vicious circle. Something grows old, tiresome. Why do we keep doing this? Do something different. We do something different, maybe for a few years even. And then after a few years, it's that's too much trouble. Why did we ever get away from the old traditional thing? We need to go back to and that's where we are now. I'm good with it if the racing is better, kind of like you said, Jarrett. If Daytona is no longer a 2x2 gridlocked, monstrosity, then cool. Yeah, because night before the Super Bowl, week before the Daytona 500 really fills out the speed week schedule, promotes the Daytona 500. I'm cool with it. I think it'll be fun. If it's back just for 1 year or short term, okay. But I just think having it back is great. I do, and we talked about this on the show last week, I think, when this report first popped up, or these rumors first popped up, of just like, so I guess the stadium racing experiment is dead for the time being, maybe forever. Like, I wonder, like, I felt like we opened up Pandora's box and we're like, look at all the, we want to talk about street races in different cities. What about stadium races in different cities or different countries? Like, we had so many options potentially now at our fingertips. And well, yes, we can do bold things in the middle of the season, like with San Diego or Mexico City, for example. It's easier if you do them kind of during the off season, like for the Clash. Like, that's a valuable spot on the schedule to try something big, bold, and different. If we just go back to Daytona, we're not going to be trying anything big, bold, and different, I'd say, for quite some time. And maybe that's fine. Maybe tradition is tradition. Maybe Daytona, gets a second wind and the Daytona Clash is a hit for years to come. That'd be awesome. But I guess I'm not convinced that it will be. So now I'm just wondering, what's the future of stadium racing? What's the future of Bowman Gray? Like you said, like maybe it gets a truck race, but that could be it. I just got a lot of questions. And so I don't know how I feel about it just yet.
I do worry that they're just going to use the Clash as their test. That's going to be their preseason thunder. And they're just going to throw something at the wall for that. And if that's the case and you find something that really works, I don't think you can have the turnaround to make the Daytona 5. Like, if it's really good, you can't have the turnaround to do that for the Daytona 500, I don't think. Unless it's like just maybe spoiler changes or something like that. Like, if they get this to be like prime 2000s NASCAR at Daytona, or 2019 to 2021 Daytona Talladega, I don't think there's any way you can turn around to make the 500 that, and then you're setting up for kind of a letdown. Like, everyone's just going to go forward and be like, oh, shucks, we got to wait till April at Talladega to get this. So I hope that's not what they're doing, because any changes that are going to be impactful in the racing are going to have to be big changes. And I don't want that to just be why the Clash is there for a year and then pops out.
I feel like if this is going to become like a race that people are using as their first chance just to get on Daytona, to kind of treat it like that, you're going to see a lot of these guys just not care really what happens. But you're going to see probably like 2 to 4 guys who really want to win this and take it seriously. I feel like this just begs Carson Hocevar to dominate it and win it for some reason.
Could see it.
That would
Joey
be fitting.
Logano's good at winning new things, and I guess this is not really a new thing. It'd be a return.
It's a return. It's not a new.
My money on Joey Logano, even in an odd number year, I'd take my chances. What other confirmed dates? There's a few other ones. We can rapid fire some of these, maybe.
So wait, side note before we move on. Why do we not even think about that? Joey Logano, new thing, first new race at new surface, North Wilkesboro, new points race. He won it.
Oh, that's true. He did. He won the first points race. Man's a demon. What's the next? Is there another new race coming up this year? Do we have any more, or is that it? Are we kind of tapped out?
I reckon that's it.
They returned to the Charlotte Oval in the fall, but that's a return.
It's just begging for him.
Yep, Homestead's just a return. So I guess there's look, you heard it here first. Joey's going winless the rest of the season. There's no more new races. Tough.
I doubt that. I think he's got a few more coming.
We'll see. What do we have confirmed the rest of the way?
Yeah, really, we kind of can get through these a little bit faster. Some confirmed dates for next year. Atlanta is February 28th, which is the second race of the year. They're also getting July 18th. It's the third TNT race. I mean, TNT originally based there in Atlanta, or they might still be based there. I don't know. But they so you got to have Atlanta in their stretch of things. So third TNT race of the year. And And the Truck Series is replacing the O'Reilly Series for the summer date. So O'Reilly Series is only going to be going there one time next year.
They saw that 3.5-hour race a few weeks ago and said, we're not doing this
No,
any more than we have
we're
to.
done. We're done.
I hope they have that as a Saturday night race still, because that's going to be hot in the middle of summer there.
Coda remains third race of the year, and I for one think it's perfect right there. What a way to try to hook NASCAR fans into drafting style tracks and then a unique world class road course right off the bat.
I would be honestly, I'm all right with it. Like, it's not the end of the world. I would have switched Coda and Las Vegas, because I think after two super speedways, road courses generally aren't as much watch. I feel like you can keep more people on a traditional mile and a half.
They like to position the West Coast swing together, though.
Well, yeah, Phoenix would still be in the fourth race.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah. The only pushback there is it's a little closer than to the Fort Worth, Texas date a couple weeks after that. But it also, like, I don't know, it's a 2-week difference, not that big a deal. So I agree with you there. Coda, though, had its best attendance yet this season. That is one we talked about it then. Like, that's one of the new things NASCAR's add to the schedule that's actually like maybe building momentum still a half decade in. So, kudos to the folks out there.
Year 7 coming up. My God. I knew it had been around longer than the 3-year cycle usually have, but 7, like, at this point, it's earned its spot. Yeah, it's earned its spot at this point, I think.
Yeah, it's a good track.
All right, and just a couple other things here, and we'll wrap up here. Phoenix, 4th race of the year again. It's a doubleheader with IndyCar once again. I think I'm okay with that. I like the idea of having a doubleheader of IndyCar. What do you guys think?
Same boat.
Cool.
Yeah,
good deal.
And then, kind of already mentioned this, Texas remains first weekend of May, and that's pretty much all we got for 2027.
I'm so good. Double checking, making sure on NASCAR Reddit and Twitter right now that they haven't announced another one, just in case.
Yeah, I'll double check Twitter real fast. But
it's after 5 p.m. It's after 5 p.m. They'll save all their announcements for, work like 9, 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow, start of the work day,
And then out of nowhere, a Bianchi bomb.
Yeah.
We'll see. On that note, it's a little bit early, but I think we can go ahead and get into Super Chat stage break. How do you guys feel about that?
Yeah, let's roll.
We can do that.
All right. The Sloth Nerd kicking us off here. $2. Ask the Magic Conch. Shell for Iowa picks. Magic Conch. I don't think so.
Oh, hail the Magic Conch.
All hail the Magic Conch.
I don't think so. No. Can't you say anything but no? Try asking again. Can I get something to eat? No. Calypso, remember chat, 250 likes or goodbye fairgrounds. Chat, what are we doing? It's only showing 102 on my end. It's
get it together.
It's about to become a soccer stadium parking lot, guys. What are we doing?
Oh, affordable housing.
Oh yeah.
Booming real estate market.
Affordable housing means you live in your car in our parking garage.
Don't mind the fumes.
Jeffrey King, appreciate that. Elliot, time to lock in and gather yourself, man. That's true. Jeffrey,
Elliott's hopefully listening.
Jeffrey King also said, "Got church now. See y'all later. Hopefully for picks. Oh, see you later, Jeffrey. Hope church was good." Alex Left, hey Danny, I hear your favorite wrestler Kevin Owens is back. He is. He's not a number 1 contender. He still has a punt kick coming his way, courtesy of my favorite wrestler and the 3 most dangerous letters in sports entertainment, RKO, who also returned. Randy Orton, he returned this weekend. Hunter Nixon Fishing. Ross Chastain right now reminds me a lot of Kevin Harvick in his RCR days. Very talented, but the equipment limits him so much. I'd agree with that, and I think if he can get an upgrade, we could see a change in Ross Chastain. Indy Carson versus NASCAR Carson. Hey, NWP, could you guys do your NWP Q&A special every quarter of the NASCAR season in 2027? For example, after 9 races, do one after 18 races, do one after 26 races, do one before chase race begins. I don't know. We haven't really had a chance to talk about this too much. I see us doing more stuff over on that channel. It's just a matter of when and how often at this point.
Yeah, well, we'll see. TBA.
Gish, thank you for coming. Danny B Superfan, appreciate that. Baffa, appreciate that. I would love to see Sebring on the schedule. That's an interesting option. Maybe one of these guys will say that. Radiate Diecast, like Danny said last week, I've decided to not have a favorite driver again. No one will replace Kyle Busch to me. Maybe Brexton will change my mind in like 6 years, but for now, I'm simply a fan of the sport, and that's a great way to be. Yeah. And again, I'm so sorry. Your circumstances are much worse than mine. At least I hate to say it like this. At least I can say mine gets to retire. Sadly, I hate that for all Kyle Busch fans, but I am glad to see, and definitely Brexton. It's definitely one, keep him on your radar because you never know. You may be able to start rooting for his son one day. That VW dad, I did say Nashville at night running on Broadway would be awesome. Hey, we nearly got IndyCar running on Broadway. That almost happened. So, T. Dotson, you're starting a team. What OEM and number do you pick? Toyota and 95 for me. Okay, Levine Family Racing.
Chevy and 83.
Toyota and 49.
Can I pick any manufacturer, even one that's not in the sport? I would just do a Toyota 44. That's what I would do.
But wait, that's 4 minutes.
You said Toyota 44?
Yes.
You're basically just legacy.
Well, no, if NY Racing, those stingy little jackasses, they give up the 44. Then we could have that. My OCD is ticking. If we end up with the 84 full-time next season, I'm not going to like that. It needs to be 42, 43, 44.
We could almost have 42, 43, 44, 45 all be Toyotas.
See, that makes my brain tingle in a good way. So I hope they can do that.
I'm just going to end up with two more just because it's kind of fun. Joshua Boston, it's time to scrap the redundant all-star race. I think there's a lot of fans who would kind of agree with you on that. There's even a lot of industry people who would agree with you on that. And then finally, Indy Carson versus NASCAR Carson. My YouTube profile picture is with my black lab dog since you guys talked about your pets Monday night. Get a good look at the puppo.
Who's your good puppy?
NASCAR Weekly Pet Cast is back. Thanks for playing along.
All righty. It's time for fun already.
Fun. I don't know. That's not what the forecast was saying.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing no more. Well, because I was going in order of headlines, and then what's after headlines. I forgot that there's a thunderstorm here.
It's a quick one. We got the channel for replays and now specials. We actually did a live stream. We survived YouTube trying to throttle us and everything. Riley Herbst has been teasing an announcement, and there's also a team announcement. Not said who the team is yet, but a team announcement Saturday morning at the track for what it's worth. So maybe you can keep an eye on that. Lowe's appears to be back for the final start of Jimmy Johnson. Has put out a little cheeky little fun thing out there about that. And then the NWP 400, just a reminder, will be August 21st, Friday of that week on IDK Players YouTube channel. And then the duels will be that Monday, the 17th, both starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I will say get there early. We're not going to be doing a 30-minute pre-race show. It might just be like a 5 to 8 minute thing, and then we're racing. We want to get racing quick on that one. But our 6th annual event of it, more than likely the final e-ticket based on reports. At least the last scheduled one. So we're going to go out with a bang on that one. And next week, I have it here. We're on my channel, the 12th, 8 p.m. Eastern time. So should be a lot of fun on that one. And we have Iowa and then going into Richmond. So 2 short tracks. And that should do it for the lightning round. And now we don't do headlines.
Giving y'all a heads up, next Wednesday is Claudia's birthday. I will not be on the show next week, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for you guys. Unfortunately for you guys in the chat, but we're going to be having a great time exploring a brand new state that we've never been to before.
Nice.
Ooh,
nice.
Any hints as to what state it might be?
NASCAR does not race there.
Spam happy birthday in the chat for Claudia. Happy early birthday. Vermont,
No, we've been there.
Colorado.
No, we've been there.
Shit. Oh, that's right. That's right. You were.
North Dakota. That sounds like a good birthday trip.
You're getting closer, I'd say.
South Dakota.
No, okay, it's not a Dakota, but you're getting further out there, I'd say.
All right. Well, it sounds
Wyoming?
like it's nice. Should we do we? Are we
Ding ding ding! Correct.
Yay! Visit the dinosaur museums. There's so much stuff out there.
I don't know. We're going to Jackson Hole, so
Rumor has it there are still dinosaurs roaming out in Wyoming. And it's just such a big, sparsely populated state. Nobody sees them.
That's actually a cryptid thing in because I remember seeing that there's actually cryptid rumored dinosaurs living in Arizona.
I just want to see a moose. That's what I want to see. I've never seen a moose, and I hope we see a moose.
There's that I don't care what the cameras look like seeing a moose in person. They're so much bigger in person.
I want to see a
it's
moose.
Insane.
I have a feeling we'll probably see a lot of animals while we're there. We might see some bison, we might see plenty of deer, might see elk, but I want to see a moose. I have seen elk, I've seen deer, I've seen buffalo. I want to see a moose.
How about snakes?
Someone get this man a moose stat.
Bring me moose.
Someone wrap a moose up in birthday wrapping paper and deliver it to Danny and Claudia's, I don't know, Airbnb hotel on the day of her birthday.
Yes.
Make it happen, world.
I'd also settle on seeing Bigfoot randomly. If he's there, I will see
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
I
That'd be pretty
suppose, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Confirmed legend.
What about snakes though?
I don't want to see a snake, but I think we can have fun with snakes.
Like a snake draft, maybe? We did last year.
We teased this earlier. That's right.
All right. Do you want me to explain it? Because I think last year I had to fully explain the rules on this one.
It's simple. It's
Please explain, because we might have some new viewers and hosts who cannot remember anything from last year that need refreshing.
So for snake draft, what happens is we'll have a certain order that we pick in. So we'll say numbers. It's 1, 2, 3. And then the snake part of it is that part then wraps around 3, 2, 1 wraps around. We'll do 3 rounds of that and pick for our subject this year is tracks we want on the Cup schedule. And the caveats of this are we can do no tracks that have been on the schedule post-COVID for a points paying race. So you can't pick like North Wilkesboro. You can't pick like Kentucky Speedway because it was there in 2020, like things like that. We don't want to make it like super, super obvious of which ones you could pick, but you can pick.
Okay, keep going.
You can pick ones that have been on the lower series schedule or are currently on a lower series schedule, like a truck or O'Reilly, ARCA, hell, other series, IndyCar. Like you can go wild with it, or you can stay domestic, whichever one you want to be with it. I think the hardest part is I have a random number generator. If we want to just do that as the way we do the order, and you just pick a number between 1 and 100.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys pick your numbers, and we'll
17.
55.
47.
All right. And whoever's the closest goes first. So 71. So that's me, right? Okay. And then what were your guys' numbers again?
Just go left. 47. Just go left to right. So Jarrett, you go first, then Danny, then me, and then back.
Okay, that works.
All
right. For my first pick on the Cup track snake draft, I have a really, really nice big board on this. I'm going to go with the track of the hour being talked about. I'm going to go Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway.
That was my number 1 draft pick, I must say as well. Was really good in the combine. Really enjoyed our pre-draft meeting.
Yeah, a lot of good data from it. Long time data.
All right, Danny, who's your first round pick?
My first round pick is going to be my idea of a New Orleans street race. I love the idea of going down to New Orleans, and I want to see NASCAR run a street course at New Orleans one day.
Going big, going fantasy. This is a high risk, high reward draft pick. I'll go a little more realistic. I'll go Montreal. They've been talking about it for a few years now. They need to get the Cup Series back up to Canada. Yeah, that's what we need to make happen. Let's go Montreal. Oh, and I get the next pick too.
Yeah, you get the wraparound.
Oh, Road America doesn't count because it was post COVID. I can't draft Road America.
So you can't do Road America.
I'll take Eldora Speedway. We need a dirt race back, okay?
Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm building a strong offensive line here of Montreal and Eldora. All right, Danny, you're up next, I guess.
Yeah, I'm actually literally just trying to figure out what I would want to pick.
I literally have a numbered order, so like Eldora was third on my big board.
Shoot, okay. You know what? I guess it can kind of count if they'll actually go in and finish the darn thing. Auto Club Speedway Oval.
Ooh.
All right.
Technically, it's not gone yet. It's just not finished.
Auto Club Short Track. All right. That leaves me with I got my number 2 pick on the board. So I'm going to go with the Rockingham Speedway. It has not been a cup race. It is a lower series race. So I got the Nashville Fairgrounds and I got Rockingham back to back. And it wraps around with me. So I got to go big or go home because depending on what I pick, that could win me or that could lose me on because I figure we'll do a poll after. I'm going to do one street race, but it's going to be a traditional one. I'm going to go the streets of St. Petersburg for a cup race.
Okay.
I want to see what they can do. It's a good truck race this year.
I should have thought of that one. I mean, I wouldn't have had a chance to pick it, but that's a good one. I like that one.
All right, Danny.
All right. This is my last one, right?
Yes. And by the way, chat, no, Kentucky Speedway is not eligible because it was raced in 2020.
Yes. That's why I didn't go with that one, or else I would have. You took Nashville Fairground Speedway, so you know what? I'll take another beloved short track in the United States. Go South Boston Speedway in Virginia.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna have to make some game time decisions here on draft day because I was really undecided. You guys have taken a few of mine off the board, so now I really don't like what I have left on my my Mel Kiper big board. So
I mean, you can just pick a city on the map and go straight course like I did.
No, but I like this short track pivot that we're starting to make here. I kind of enjoy that element of it. I'm gonna admit fully, I don't know much about this racetrack. I don't know much about the logistics. I don't even really know what condition it's in right now. I don't even know so you can tell me if this pick I'm about to make is absolutely outlandish. But I know it's a region that has a lot of fans hoping to get a race out there. So I'm trying to win the vote here. I'm gonna go Pikes Peak.
I think that just got closed down.
Did it?
So yeah.
Yeah. That's closed. It's not like Auto Club where it's technically open.
Is it demolished though? I know it was in the news. Has it been torn down?
I don't think it's been torn down yet.
Someone who's in Colorado Springs, let us know.
If I can pick a restored Auto Club, he can pick a reopened, not destroyed Pikes Peak.
If it's still there, I mean, I'm trying it could count.
I'm going for a fan. You know what? All right, I'll pivot.
I think it would count. Well, no, it's not demolished. I get, and I'm saying it's closed at the end of the month, so it's still technically open.
Okay, well, let's go in and strap ourselves down. They can't get rid of all of us. I'm just trying to win over the fan. I'm trying to win over the fans with this pick. If it stands, I'll keep it. Otherwise, I can pivot.
No, I mean, I think it would stand. It's technically still open. It's yeah.
All right. Hey, it's Mr. Irrelevance, the last pick in the draft. You know, who knows? If you get something out of it, you get something out of it.
I want to know what was left on your guys' big boards before we pull this baby up. I'll read the teams off after we say this part. So, like, for me, I had the ones I still had left out there were Milwaukee Mile, Kern, Sebring, Slinger, Berlin, Five Flags, and Laguna Seca.
I had Five Flags and Slinger, which is why if the other one is, I could do Slinger. It's just that one's more unrealistic because it's like I don't even know if you could fit a dozen cars on there realistically.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, I guess you could. They do.
I
big
also
late models.
considered Slinger as well, but there's a couple of road courses that are kind of closer to us here that I was kind of thinking, but I don't think they have the greatest like grandstands or anything like that. But there's NCM Motorsports Park, which is the National Corvette Museum's road course they have in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and then also in kind of in between here in Knoxville, there's a road course, Flat Rock Motorsports Park. But again, I don't think either of them have any kind of great grandstands or anything like that set up. But hey, if I can send NASCAR wherever I want, I'll send them to a road course in Tennessee or Kentucky.
All right. So if you want, I don't know if you're able to fit like the tracks we chose. So just probably put our names for the poll, Danny, and I'll read off the teams. I had the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, Rockingham, and St. Petersburg. Danny has a New Orleans street race, Auto Club short track, and South Boston. And Eric has Montreal, Eldora, and Pikes Peak. So y'all vote for which one of ours you think would win. The one we did last year was NASCAR Prospects, and I don't think I have it somewhere, but I don't think it's long enough that we have time to really see who's panned out the best with it. So
we should revisit. But that's okay. That's what our accountability segment is for down the road.
We could probably put this on Twitter later tonight. I'll tweet it out, or maybe tomorrow, and we can see too what Twitter thinks. So what's the poll looking like?
It's ironically it's the same order as our subscriber numbers. Eric's winning, Jarrett second, me third.
What are the percentages? Like, what are the
But
percentages?
Eric has 48% of the vote, Jarrett 37%, and me 14%.
That's why, if I'm going to go with a fantasy track, I want to go with like a sentimental fan favorite that like I'm wish casting Pikes Peak back into relevance.
If we can go really, really fantasy tracks, I'll say Dodge Raceway Stadium.
Let's go Tiburon, man. 3 miles backwards, 240.
Moo Meadows. Final answer.
Old Spice Speedway with a road course that was the best road course in the game.
Rainbow Road.
Next year, we should draft Mario Kart, either characters or tracks.
What if we do video game tracks? That way we can go all across the full gambit. We can do like...
I'll have to think of some real obscure, wacky ones.
I'll have to boot up Forza on my 360 and see what tracks I got on there.
I got to go play Burnout 3 Takedown. I think there was like a track in there called like Silver Lake that was really awesome that I played all the time.
Would you like to have Burnout Revenge on the PS2?
I never
drink
played Burnout
diet
Revenge.
soda.
I used to play on Mario Kart Double Dash. I used to just play DK Mountain with my friends over and over and over again. We would just do that one track every single race. That bridge right before the finish line, those who know, absolute chaos. You got like chain chomps rummaging through there. Bowser could launch his like giant Bowser shell that would literally block the entire bridge and just knock everyone into oblivion. Absolute mayhem. DK Mountain and Mario Kart Double Dash.
Well,
That's
fun.
On that note, it's time for some predictions. Jarrett.
Yeah, it's fun this half of the show.
Yeah, we are getting into the fun very quickly here. NWP predictions. Each host will make 2 NASCAR motorsports or show-related predictions. Predictions are kept track each week in our accountability session, and we try to keep predictions relatively concise and within a few years. Jarrett, anything off the board?
No, and no.
Okay. So that means Jarrett, you're 60.47% on the year. Eric, 46.34%, and I'm at 34.14%. And overall, since we started doing this, Jarrett's at 40.52%, Eric 34.57%, I'm at 32.64%. That being said, Jarrett,
I got a good
what
one.
you got?
I got a good one. So with the Clash being sponsored, it was a Wheatley vodka, I want to say it is, right? Cody Rhodes will be the Grand Marshal for the Clash next year. He has a sponsorship deal with them.
Okay.
So I think I was like, I swear I've heard this before. I looked into it and I'm just like, oh man, that would be a hell of a way to kick off the season. So
I like it. I like it. Adrenaline in my soul. Something, Cody Rhodes.
Looking ahead to this weekend's race, I know we're going to do that here in a few minutes when we get into our preview, but I'm going to put a little teaser out there. I think this is a big weekend for Ryan Preece. He was really good here back in his O'Reilly Series days, had a win at this track. He's been pretty good at the short tracks throughout his Cup career. I think Ryan Preece needs a big points day Sunday. I'm predicting a top 10 finish for Ryan Preece at Iowa.
Okay.
Not top 5.
He has not. I don't think he has a top 5 all season. That would be
No, he doesn't.
not a layup. That'd be a full court Hail Mary jump shot if I tried to go top 5. Right? Sorry, Ryan.
I don't think any of us made this prediction last week, so I'm going to go ahead and lock it in for this week. At some point next season in 2027, a driver will race a car to film scenes for the Days of Thunder sequel during a real race.
I think anyone's made that.
So meaning that they will be in a different number, sponsor, something will be different just for that race.
I like
Off
that.
topic. I love this prediction from Noah. His prediction is Carson Hocevar says or does something that makes Jeff Burton angry on air at Iowa.
Layup. Layup.
That's right.
All right, starting back with me. I'm going to be probably putting a couple of these predictions peppered in the next couple of weeks since the NWP 400 is coming up. And I will say the 2026 NWP 400 will have one overtime, not at least one on the dot. I think we're going to have a crazy finish, but it's not going to go super crazy like last year.
I got another prediction. This one, I've heard a couple of tracks could be in line for this slot on the calendar next year. We've talked a lot of schedule stuff. We're talking about how a lot of these, races a lot of these, chase races are swapping in and out with races that are in mid to late August. We haven't heard much about Iowa's place on the schedule next season. We know they're investing into the racetrack. I'm predicting that Iowa will end up with the July 4th weekend race next season.
Not a layup.
Okay.
Someone's got to have that. I have heard there might be another track in the running, but I don't know for sure. So I'm throwing out Iowa because it's Iowa weekend.
Spider-Man just came out in theaters and also on Twitter every other post, it feels like.
Yeah, I've seen it on Twitter.
But it also made like $1 billion. So they've definitely made their money's worth back on it. With that being said, they have another huge feature coming out later this year, Avengers Doomsday. So with that being said, I think at some point in 2026, a NASCAR driver will drive a Marvel-themed car at some point in 2026. If that means that it's like, example, Bubba Wallace did Tyler Reddick did like a Superman car, but it wasn't necessarily Marvel paid for. I think there will be a Marvel-themed car at some point in 2026.
Would that Brad Keselowski had like a King's Hawaiian Guardians of the Galaxy crossover one year? Would that count?
Something like that, yes, would count. So if it's something Marvel-themed, there will be a Marvel-themed car this year.
Got it. All right.
I like it. That's fun.
Good stuff.
All right. I think we got to say goodbye to the chat.
Oh, yes. It's that time of the night. Random driver of the week.
Week.
You're weak, Spider-Man.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Now, I'm something of a random driver myself.
So
you got enough. You got enough signed cards and burnt cards to be a random driver at this point.
I am the Stephen A. of NASCAR, I guess, according to NASCAR's rising.
I'm something of a Stephen A. myself.
I'm something of a yeah. Blasphemous.
What's that make us, like Max Kellerman and Skip Bayless?
Oh, God, the Three Stooges up here on stage.
It is my turn. My turn.
We need Danny like burning his Alex Bowman shirt or something after the race, or throwing it in the trash. The Skip Bayless special. Specialty.
Just don't let us become Shannon Sharp.
Ooh. Anyway, Danny leads 47-44 all time in the random driver. He
thought
got
I'd closed the gap. I'm still
you
three
did for a
back.
bit,
By like one race.
I thought I got a
but-
couple. Dang it.
Danny got Ty Dillon, Regan Smith, and Kevin Harvick, whereas Blake Cook and I believe Joe Nemechek we had last week went to Eric. So let's go into this one. This random driver is a North Carolina native.
No, there's no way a NASCAR driver's ever been from North Carolina.
I know, blew my mind.
Wait, we should both make a guess here, Danny, because if we get it, that's insane.
Okay, I'll go first. Wait, should these count or not?
Can we get a bonus guess for this week, Derek? Can we just get a fourth guess?
No.
Okay. Never mind then.
I'm not wasting it.
Yeah, I guess me either.
This random driver made 55 O'Reilly Series starts. This random driver also made one Truck Series start, finishing 11th.
Okay, glad I didn't say who I thought because that would give it away that it's not him.
Yeah.
This random driver drove in one IROC season with finishes of 5th, 7th, and 8th. No wins.
Okay.
I know who this sounds like,
IROC
but he's
driver.
not from North Carolina, so I'm stumped.
This random driver has appeared in multiple major movies.
Oh my god. I'm really stumped. Okay, hold on.
Multiple major movies, you said?
Yes. This random driver scored 2 top 10 finishes in 27 Daytona 500 starts.
27.
And they only got how many?
2 top 10s.
Oh, no, he's not from North Carolina. I mean, everyone I'm thinking of, weirdly enough, happens to not actually be from North Carolina.
Any guesses?
No.
This random driver is a winner of the World 600.
You used its government name.
Yeah, it's
Sounds like
it's
an old
maiden
this must be an
name.
old head. It's maiden name.
This random driver's final Cup start was at Phoenix. If it makes you guys feel any better, the chat's all over the place too. Some have it, a lot don't. It's all over the place.
Final Cup start at Phoenix.
Yes.
Gosh, since that was the finale, that makes me think could this have been like a recent guy now?
This random driver at the time of his first ARCA win was the youngest driver to win a major stock car race at the time.
Eric's gonna guess.
I don't know where this guy's from. I'm just gonna throw out. No, it can't be him. Never mind. Skip me. Can't be him.
Are
Okay.
you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm not even gonna waste the guess. Oh,
This random driver drove the OEMs Porsche, BMW, Chevrolet, Ford, Dodge, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Buick.
wait. I'm sorry. I zoned out after you said Porsche. Can you go through those again?
Porsche, BMW, Chevrolet, Ford, Dodge, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Buick.
Okay,
Okay,
Porsche was
alright.
not in NASCAR.
Let's see. I'm having to skip all over the place because I did not order these very well. Like some of the first clues would definitely have given it away.
Mm,
This random driver won their only ARCA start.
batting 1,000. Respect.
Yeah. Would you all like the numbers for this random driver?
Yes, sir, please.
All right. Get your pens and paper ready. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 21, 23, 30, 36, 42, 43, 44, 45, 47, 49, 75, 81, 82, 96.
Richard Petty?
Richard Petty.
No, wouldn't be Arca.
Kyle Petty.
Kyle Petty.
Correct.
Stupid me. Why did I guess Richard Petty? How many? I guess he's been in the Cars movies. That's the movie Kyle Petty's been in.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yep.
Once I started seeing all the 40s,
Stupid.
I was thinking this has got to be. It sounds like Kyle Petty. Then you said Richard. I was like, I don't think Richard, but it might be Kyle. But when I think about it, he won his only ARCA race. I think I remember at the time there being some controversy, like, does he even need to run ARCA? We already know he's Richard Petty's son.
Well, yeah, he jumped straight into Cup without any O'Reilly starts, right?
Mhm.
He
Yep.
went and ran O'Reilly later.
That's incredible.
And then the 21 kind of gives it away because he did run for the Wood Brothers too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
a
makes
couple of clues I left out that I didn't get to. He was one of the drivers in the field in 1988 for the non-points race in Australia. He was a known motorcycle enthusiast, known to be controversial.
Still is.
Still
is.
large scale charity work, performed at the Grand Ole Opry, had
Okay.
spats.
That would
very-
have away Grand Ole Opry.
had very public spats with Dale Earnhardt, Denny Hamlin, Danica Patrick, and Dale Jr. fans. And had a relatively recently, within the last year, resurfaced clip from CNN giving his take on the Obama presidency. Yes, there's a
Dudes everywhere.
of all of the what the F does Kyle Petty got to do with this moment? Kyle Petty in like 2009, I think it was or like late 2000s, maybe early 2010s, was on CNN talking about Obama's presidency. Might have been during the election, I can't remember, but and then I did add one in case you guys were just going like full dum on it, and it was this random driver doesn't care about bubble drivers.
I'm mad. I can't believe I choked that away.
Yeah, you gotta
Just
tell him that next time you do any work with him. You need to be like, I got you wrong on random driver. I'm sure it'll crush his soul.
I'm sure he'd be less offended to know I mistook him for
I
his
really
7-time champion father. But yes,
I really can't believe he was like that. I did get him because when you were going before me, I was like, oh, he's got it, and I know he knows this is Kyle Petty, and you said Richard. I was like, oh, well, here's my chance. I think it's Kyle.
I choked that one. I knew it was a Petty. I was bouncing between all the Petties for a moment.
So-
all of them went through my mind. Even John Andretti, who drove, some of the same cars, went through my mind. There's a lot of names went through my mind all at once.
So
I think he had a
officially-
song, or they had a song about him. Is it Soundgarden did one called Kyle, Son of Richard?
So I'm officially now at 48, and Eric's at 44. I really need Jarrett to stump us before I get to 50, and then I get to 50, and Jarrett stumps us before then. I get 2 predictions right.
Damn, threading the needle a little bit here.
Yep.
Yeah, so it was Soundgarden. Kyle Petty, Son of Richard was a song that they had.
I mean, I'm not gonna purposely let Jarrett get us, but I do need him to get us.
Who are we talking about in the chat?
Soundgarden.
Well, I'm seeing like he hasn't won the 600. I'm like, Kyle Petty won the 600.
I'm just impressed with myself that I kept it as close as I have for so long, Danny. But now you're starting to pull away. So
Yeah. For a while we could never keep it away from 1 or 2, but now I'm consistently saying about 4 or 5 away.
Oh,
3 or 4.
This would have been a really
You're
good
giving
one.
yourself a point there. Let's pause.
This would have been a really good one.
It's a fun stat.
All right. Yeah. And now we head to Slipknot's home state, right? Iowa.
Yeah.
I think it was before Iowa last year or the year before, where I just spent the entire episode seeing how many Slipknot song titles I could sneak into the show before you guys noticed.
It's probably also a favorite state of a band called Korn, because Korn.
It's
corn.
Corn. All right, yeah. What we got, Danny?
Couple weekend notes going into Iowa. Going to have a new left side tire for the Cup Series. Ross Chastain will drive the number 9 for JRM. He dominated a lot of this race last year. And Carson Brown will drive the number 32 for Jordan Anderson this weekend. The Cup Series race name is the Iowa Corn. It's Corn. 350. It's a 350 lap race, 70 laps in stage 1, 140 in number 2, and 140 in stage number 3. The race is scheduled to start at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch it on USA Network. You can also listen to it on MRN and Sirius XM Radio. The defending winner of this race is William Byron. I'm sure he would love to get back to victory lane this weekend. Are we getting close to year winless for him, or did he win after this one? I can't remember.
One at Martinsville.
Okay. The O'Reilly race is the Hy-Vee Perks 250. It's a 250 lap race, 60 laps in stage 1 and 2, 130 in stage number 3. This one's going to start at 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch it on the CW and listen to it on MRN and Sirius XM Radio. The defending winner of this race would also love to go back to victory lane. That's Sam Mayer. Now we got Vorcast, presented by meteorologist Jeff Vork. Here's a little look at the Iowa Corn 350 race weekend, as you can see there. Really, Friday is going to be your biggest threat here. So he's actually gave us a little bit of a double here. Iowa plus normal conditions for the Daytona Clash weekend for next year. So a little bonus for us. A typical late summer weekend is expected in Newton, Iowa for the Iowa Corn 350 weekend. Friday brings the highest daytime storm chances as a cold front slides through the region. These will be the typical pulse storms, so don't expect any lengthy holds. A strong storm or two with lightning, strong wind gusts, and heavy rain cannot be ruled out, but the severe weather risk is very low. Waves of rain and storms peak in the overnight hours, both Friday night and Saturday night, based on current models, leaving daytime mostly dry. A slim chance of showers or thunderstorms cannot be ruled out on Saturday or Sunday afternoon. However, early next week has the highest rain chances. Enjoy the races. And here's a little bonus with the recent news of NASCAR moving the Clash back to Daytona. Let's take a look at what Central Florida typically brings during mid-February. As we all know, there have been some chilly weekends during speed weeks of the past, but snowstorms aren't in play, at least. On average, mornings are in the lower 50s and highs reach the lower 70s. That being said, there are milder times with highs closer to 80, but it can be colder with lows below freezing at times. One caveat will be a strong El Nino bringing a cooler and wetter seasonal theme for Florida. If you can recall, the 2024 Daytona 500 weekend had a persistent run-in with steady rain. 2012 was a similar story. Bottom line, dress for all weather and seasons next year. You guys there?
Yeah, we're just
Yes.
with you.
Okay, it just no one said anything after I got done talking about that. Okay, pick points. Chat, you're leading 385. Jarrett, you're in second, 19 back. Eric, you're 20 back, and I'm 23 back. We kind of gained ground overall on the lead, but the three of us are still under a blanket here together. So we got to close in on the chat, guys. One of us has to. We can't let them just keep getting away with this.
Well, let's get it going.
Who is going to win the O'Reilly Series race? I go first, and my pick is Ross Chastain.
All right, that's one off the board. All right, Eric, who you got?
I'm going to take. Feels risky, but I'm going to take Jesse Love.
Okay. I'll go even riskier. Make or break here. Sam Mayer. I think he's won the last two, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been really good here. I thought about him, but I just can't trust. I just don't trust him. No, sorry. I mean, that's the best
I'll take the shot.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Congrats, chat. You get your number one guy, Justin Allgaier.
All right.
Who's going to suck this weekend in the Cup Series race? I think we had a super chat earlier who kind of talked about this person needing to step up, and I'm going to Chase Elliott as my suck pick.
So you don't think he'll step? He's going to step
No,
down.
I think they did not take advantage of this bye week. I think they sat around eating potato chips all week.
Oh, sheesh. I will go Tyler Reddick. Not been great at short tracks compared to other places.
All right, we're gonna go top level for all of our suck picks. I'm going Denny Hamlin. He's not been good at Iowa.
And the chat's been pretty consistent with the 5, I think. I've seen a lot of 5. So Kyle Larson is who I'm going with for their suck pick.
Yeah, give him Larson.
All right. Who's going to be the underdog? My underdog. It's not the same track, but it's pretty darn close. Did good there, so I'll go Austin Dillon, Cup underdog.
It's a good pick. I teased mine earlier, heavy-handedly teased it. I'll go Ryan Preece.
You know what? I think this guy needs a good run. Put together a few of them before, I believe, Indianapolis. So I'll go Alex Bowman.
Okay. And I think the chat is in agreement with Eric. I'm seeing a ton of 60, so Ryan Preece is their underdog for this weekend.
All right, let's get it on. Getting
Who's
on.
going to win? And I think this is where the switch is still active. He won two races ago. He finished third in the most recent race. Joey Logano gets himself another win this weekend. Joey Logano back to victory lane.
I like that pick a lot, and the guy I'm going to pick has been maybe slightly off at least at North Wilkesboro. He did drive from the back up to the top 5 before a speeding penalty, but he didn't have the strength of Logano. But I think Ryan Blaney will bounce back. He has won Iowa before, 2 top 5s in 2 years.
We just took the chat's 2 picks. I saw a ton of 22 and 12 flowing through.
I figured we'd get some Penske picks this week.
All right, I'll go all chalky, and I'll pick the defending winner both years. I'll go for both series. I go Byron on this one. I think I can get on the getting the right track here.
And I'm thinking the chat's going to Christopher David Bailey. He's 4 years old.
I'll get that sounder put in eventually.
Those are all solid picks. I like these picks.
Yeah, it all has a 2 in each pick for this.
Oh yeah, good point.
I would not be shocked if we all go 1, 2, 3, 4 on track Sunday.
Yeah,
we've done it before. There's been so many times where I'm like, my pick finished 3rd. I'm sure I got like top pick. Oh, damn it, I'm 3rd.
Yeah.
All right. I guess not much left. Just
we'll do it
on my channel next week again.
Yep, we're gonna be on Jarrett's channel. We got a few more super chats to read back on though before we really get out of here.
Appreciate y'all stopping by tonight. Hope you enjoyed.
Controversial schedule take here. Chicagoland and Road America alternate their spot year to year. Same with Rockingham and North Wilkesboro. It's not a terrible idea.
Might be tough.
Maybe.
Again, those are independent tracks swapping
Right,
with SMI
yeah.
or NASCAR track. It's all like I hate to bring it back to contracts, but everything's so finicky. But I don't hate either of those ideas on paper.
Alex left my profile pic is now a new picture of my Corgi Gordy. I like that. Gordy the Corgi.
That's a cute picture.
Who's a good boy?
Corgis are such beautiful, happy little dogs.
Oh yeah.
Ross Crashtain, trucks at Bowman Gray, 2023 Phoenix flashback. Yep, it'd be pretty close.
Oh, it's gonna make that look like the cleanest race ever.
Matt, hot take, whether the new package is better or not, the Clash is going to suck. 70 laps single file and 5 laps of wrecking. Same old junk we've seen in the past. You may not be wrong on that.
That's certainly on the table. Yeah.
See, Baffa, we should have another schedule change with Fox getting the hell out of here.
Straight into the point.
Calypso, first super chat segment and only 100 plus likes. Perhaps your viewers are not so loyal. They better be, or it's goodbye to the fairgrounds. What are we even looking at now?
I think we're over 150 now. Come on,
yeah,
guys.
it's not enough. We need 250. She's gonna send a super chat in. Oh, she just sent another one. Last super chat break and only 149 likes. No loyalty.
Oof.
That VW dad, don't run it over. It's a hefty fine. What's that in regards to?
I can't remember the context in the
What
moment.
were we talking about earlier?
Sorry. Andy Carson, Eric, if you had to rank best paint schemes without ranking same driver Earnhardt twice in top 10, what driver scheme would you choose? I go with Allison or Wallace for Miller or Miller Lite.
Wait, if you had to rank best paint schemes, not ranking.
Like Wrangler or GM Goodwrench.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't
sure.
say you can't say Earnhardt Jr. for Budweiser and National Guard.
I mean, yeah. So if we're like just thinking about some iconic ones, I think some of the Wrangler cars honestly they're not as iconic necessarily as the Black 3, but I think they're better looking paint schemes. But for example, for Miller Lite, you go with the Black Miller Nut Light car. I honestly like the mid 2000s late Rusty, then Kurt Busch, even into where Brad Keselowski drove. I feel like looked really good.
Is it a hot take to say I like this over this?
I was literally about to ask, what do you prefer, flames or rainbow? And
I grew up with the
I'm more of a
flames.
flames guy myself. So
I like some of the last flames, like the flames that were like had like a little bit of yellow on them.
honestly,
yeah.
The 09 2010 change they did when it went to black base, that was pretty cool.
I think I got one here. I got a duster off. You talking like these ones that had like little yellow on it?
No, we're not talking about those.
I do like that one more than when it first debuted and had.
I have the black one up there.
That might be the one you just held up. That might be because I do like the blue.
That's the one that you think that I think of the most when it comes to Jeff Gordon. Is that look? That's like what 07?
2007.
That's probably my favorite flame scheme.
Wait, hold that one back up there a little bit. Something that they kind of added as opposed to some of the other years when they added in those blue flames at the front to stand out, because there was a few versions where they just had it be red bumper. That little blue flame was a good extra detail. Yeah,
Agreed.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah,
it looks better with the blue flame.
I wonder did they add it in? They didn't add it. So I got an 04 one and an 07 one here. The 04 one is the top.
I have an 08 one, and I'm struggling to remember if the blue flames translate as well on the car of tomorrow. I can't remember.
I can look it up and tell you.
That 07 one's probably my favorite.
That might have been the one where they had the hue though, where it went from like yellow to orange to, or that might not have been. Let me see.
Tough.
Yeah, it kind of translated well. It was a little different because of the little scoop that they had at the front.
Tough question here. What's your all's favorite? Let's dive into hardware a little bit. What's your favorite Lowe's and what's your favorite Home Depot paint schemes?
Lowe's 2010 and 2011. Home Depot.
It was basic, yeah.
Home Depot. I personally really like the 05 to 07.
Those are good, but I tell you what, honestly, Logano's first year, 09 and 2010, was a very solid, different changeup for Home Depot.
I like honestly some of the first Tony Stewart ones where it had the kind of like the white on the door, more of a swirl, like late 90s, early 2000s. Tony Stewart, some of my favorites. Although I'm biased as well. I don't know if it counts, but like
this one.
This red 20 behind me that you can't see because I can't uncoordinated. Technically, that's a Home Depot car. Yes, Jared, that's my favorite.
That's a good look.
This is his 02 one.
Jared's got all my favorite die casts just sitting on at his desk.
Yeah, and I have another championship die cast actually coming in the mail. I got on for a deal this week that I can show off on next week's show.
Random as hell. The closest die cast to me right now is, for some reason, is a Ross Chastain Worldwide Express car. I don't know why I have this sitting here. I have what else?
I will show off something, not a race car, but it just looks really cool, and that's the BNSF freight train. Such a cool look for a train. Orange.
I have the smallest die cast any of us probably are going to pull up right now.
I need to dust my die cast. He is so teeny tiny, so small.
I think I can put the hood up here.
I have a cursed Kyle Larson IndyCar. Oh my!
Ooh. So fun story. This one actually comes with the hauler. The haulers used to have their own die casts, and then they would have tinier die casts you fit into the hauler. So
that was what, Micro Machine? Is that what those were?
I think so. Yeah. This is always a really good one. I always like showing this one off.
Oh yeah.
That's on the other side of the room.
I've got the only existing sheet metal off that car.
Love that.
I really tried to offer it to Eric because I thought you would want that, but you passed, so I took it.
Well, before
that's
we move
good.
on, I got one more fun thing that came along with a die cast I ordered. Hold on.
Oh boy, what we got? What's the? These super chats are always the funnest ones. The ones that we can accidentally go on for too long.
I don't know if I can be able to see it without unplugging my camera. Ugh. It's on the floor behind me. Never mind, you can't see it, so I'm not going to even talk about it. Jared's back anyways, so all good.
I got Wilson. This came with Dale Jr.'s Dover Win die cast because he had it in the car. And then on the other side of it, they had the partnership with Castaway. They did.
Nice.
So I always have Wilson just staring at me whenever I watch a race. Like if you see pictures I send you guys of like during, like when I sent you the picture of the Monster Energy banner I have, Wilson's always smiling at y'all.
Very nice.
Moving on, Fred Dog 81. What happened to international races in the 27 schedule? Mexico City, Montreal, Brazil clash. Feels like all the hype has died down, which at this point I kind of forgot about the Brazil clash idea.
They're building an oval racetrack out there. I think that's a mile long, but I think it all died down.
Yeah. I mean, Montreal is the one that they still need to do it. I don't know, but we'll see if they can ever get a deal done.
Philip says, my Cosmo says hello. He just turned 10. Blaney gets his second Iowa win this weekend and is on his way to second in the points to end the regular season and go 12.
Shout out another Cosmo on the NASCAR Weekly Pet Cast.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hello, Cosmo. You agreeing with our Cosmo's dad with the Ryan Blaney pick. Jeffrey King looks like he made it back from church. Rockingham flown to Fontana to be appreciated. Justin Drake says that Cody Rhodes is a WWE Nepo baby. Well, if he's a WWE Nepo baby, why'd he get released and go start AEW before returning back to WWE? Doesn't sound like he's quite that Nepo baby to me. Ryan Idius on the ASR can see it going away next TV deal on the All-Star race. I say good riddance. All that was once unique has been adopted into regular NASCAR, so no tear shed. I had someone say this to me recently. I think it was MVR owner that in a way he thinks that the end season tournament is kind of like a new school version of the All-Star race because you're kind of incentivizing something in the middle of the year to ultimately have $1 million prize. So I don't know, maybe that's the direction we go. That just kind of becomes our new $1 million cash prize giveaway thing.
Next All-Star race is 200 laps, and every 40 laps, it's like a bracket, but condensed into 200 laps. So after 40 laps, half the field gets eliminated. And
there was
the next 40 laps, the other half, and it's just from 32 to 16 to 8.
There was a mini game. I always appreciated the Technics NASCAR video games where it would be the eliminator. Like ever so often, they would literally eliminate cars and race. You got to keep climbing to stay in it. An all-star race that truly went like that would actually be interesting. That's where a short track would come into play and be a cool factor. 9:23 p.m. and only 137 likes. Where's the loyalty? Still not there.
Out, man.
Kyle Petty in that NWO car. Yep. Good classic wrestling NASCAR crossover. Kyle Petty is the real Stephen A. of NASCAR.
Except he did actually play or race in this
game.
Yeah.
Sunday, August 9th, 2026, I'll be at Iowa race. This date is big because 19 years ago, August 9th, 2007, I had a brain surgery to cure my seizure disorders. I'm blessed and praising the Lord. I've had no seizures since 2007. That's awesome. I'm really glad to hear that.
Well, enjoy
that is
Iowa.
really
That
awesome.
should be a fun time.
Praise the Lord. I'm a defense attorney and had a client in court with a Chase Elliott hat. Told him I'm a NASCAR fan, and he asked who my driver was. When I held up my 18 KFB wallpaper, he hugged me. Jury found him not guilty. That's awesome.
I don't know if that's supposed to be funny, but the last line is kind of funny.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Last super chat break and only 149 likes, no loyalty. Look, guys, we're only at 173, and if you don't want to like it, I mean, I get it. I understand it takes a lot of effort to just drag your little finger thumb and just hit the like button. I get it. I understand if you don't want to, if you think you're too cool not to, but we would appreciate it if you guys just would try to save Nashville Fairground Speedway. And again, you don't have to, but it could be appreciated.
F those Karens.
Fred Dog, is Priest versus Busher the greatest prank war in NASCAR history? Yes, that has been legendary.
It's been pretty fun.
That's what teammates should be.
Yeah.
That BW Dad, funny thought for a random driver if any of you three have done the racing experience.
I mean, technically we wouldn't have competed in the series, but I mean, that'd be maybe a fun April Fool's thing. Maybe in the next NASCAR Wifely podcast appearances, where they can do that as their random driver.
I've not done the NASCAR racing experience. Eric, you have, right?
I did the ride along a year or two ago.
Yeah. I did the ride along at Daytona, and it was
I need to do
awesome.
I need to do a ride along.
Was
Mario Andretti ever a random driver? I don't think so.
No. At least I don't have him on the list. Maybe he can be a duplicate again, because Lord knows I'll probably do another one of those by the end of the year.
I don't think we've done Mario Andretti. I don't think we've done AJ Foyt.
I don't think so.
That VW Dad said also, let's talk about the news. Again, I don't.
That was run it over. Don't run it over. It's a fine. Super chat.
I'm a little confused. I'm sorry. Jonas stuff. What would you guys say your rarest diecast is? Mine is either the KFB 2012 Monster Promo, Vickers 2007 Red Bull, or Wise 2014 Dogecoin, all in 164.
Oh! I have a signed. It's not raced as, but it was released as like an homage. A signed. Let's see. No, not David. I have a signed Mario Andretti car from one of the Daytona 500. I think the Daytona 500 he won.
Wow.
Yeah, I found it for like less than $100 at the if you're in Rockford, Illinois, it's called the Beer Gear store, and they have some pretty good finds. It's just nestled like right off the road, off Perryville. If you've ever been through there, it's a gold mine. I have a few actually on my desk that are pretty good. I think
my most rare one now. It's definitely became more rare since its passing, but and I think it had already been becoming really rare. Is Kyle Busch's 2019 Homestead race version win? Not the car that says like he is a champion, but the true race version of that championship race. I do have that one because I was at that race and wanted to have it. So, and I think that one's become instantly much more rare since that was his final championship car.
That's a pretty special one. I have two. So I have the prototype of the Out of the Groove Brendan Poole #6 car. So that's a one of one. That was the first one they made. And then the other one I actually have on my desk, I keep here. I had to deal with Lionel Racing a couple of years ago. They did a few episodes or had a few, we did a few crossover things on my show. And so they sent me to review on the air. This was back in early 2022. They sent me one of, if not the first next gen 164 scale diecast prototypes that got put into production to show off, to talk about. So I have this Eric Jones Air Force car that I don't know how rare it is.
Does it not have a little prototype sticker thing?
It was, let me put it this way. It was sent to me in like an envelope and wrapped in like, I don't remember. It was like bubble wrap, maybe some styrofoam. Like it wasn't in a box. It wasn't like, it was like they plucked it off the conveyor belt in China and like put it in an envelope and sent it to me. Like that's the vibe I got from it.
Pried it out of the dead fingers of a child worker.
Yeah. So I don't know if this is like truly the first or 7th or 20th car that was like produced, but it was at least one of the absolute first ones. So I thought that was really cool that they sent that.
And then I'll just use any excuse I can to showcase that I have an Eric E. Step autograph card.
Wonderful. The Stephen A. Smith, I guess, of NASCAR.
New NWP segment, favorite diecast. We literally did
We
that
used
forever
to.
when we had
We used to do that.
when
Yeah.
we had a partnership with Lionel. So I do kind of miss doing that
Coincidentally.
whenever every now and again.
They give me incentive to buy new die casts. I'm like, shit, man, I don't want to reuse the same one by like July.
Right. Will any of you three be at Kansas? I met Eric in 2024. Guess what? All three of
We
us
all
will
will.
be at Kansas. we enjoyed Chicagoland weekend so much. We're going to run it back at a very similar track.
Eric, we gotta have Danny in on this time on our little pickleball tournament matchup.
Oh yeah.
So Eric and I filmed our POVs at like with one hand with our phone and the other hand we're playing pickleball, and
We're
it
just
was
screwing around in turn
it
one.
was, and then we started getting like a crowd watching too, like because
Yeah, we had a few
we're like
people wanted to rotate in.
I can definitely go for some pickleball. I'm in. What scheme would you want Lowe's to throw back to? Well, they're not going to throw back to anything because I think it's going to be like a collaboration effort of. Yeah, I saw actually. Jarrett, show that one back again. What year is that one again? 06?
2006.
I saw someone made a concept of that paint scheme where it's black, looked like the Ally scheme, and in the back it was Carvana colors. I saw that and I thought that was a really, really good idea.
I do like if they're going to homage to any. I like the idea of his first championship season as sort of the homage or the inspiration. I do like that idea.
I have a feeling we're going to see something just more original, and it's going to have to satisfy all the partners because it sounds like this is a collab effort of Lowe's, Ally, and Carvana all getting involved in this one.
Yeah,
Everyone but Chevrolet is invited.
I stand with Calypso, says K-Pro.
We got, I think, over 200 likes.
Philip, thanks for becoming a member of Danny B Superfans. Alex left the rarest in my collection, 124 podcast party bus. Hey,
Nice. Hell yeah.
That's it.
and that's all we got, guys. 200 is that? I mean,
Is that it? 200
There's-
likes?
there's 352 people watching right now. It says, guys. I mean, if you really just want to give up on the Nashville Fairground Speedway, I mean, I get it. Calypso's about to send a tornado to go take it out right now. Spencer Purcell says, my
Where'd
Red
that
Sox
come
and
from?
Jarrett's Cubs swept the Dodgers. LOL.
I made that
Love that.
literally on the fly, but yeah, we did pretty good on them.
Shane Greenwood, you guys hear Cletus is running the Battle at Berlin next Wednesday along with
Mhm.
his own late model series that weekend. Yes, that's pretty cool. Glad to see he's
That's
getting some more seat time because, man, been a minute since he was in something, right?
I know. It has been a minute.
It has.
K-Pro, thanks for becoming a member of Danny B Superfans. Calypso, oh, it is saved. Calypso said since she couldn't do it, 50 likes for you. She has donated 50 likes on behalf of us. That VW Dad also says, I've been trying to talk about a moose because my dad ran. Oh, moose.
Oh, the moose.
You said news and you meant moose. I think that threw us off.
Yeah.
Okay. Been trying to talk about moose because my dad ran over one in New York. I will also spill that I am driving currently from Georgia to Virginia with my 18-wheeler. Man, be careful out there.
Drive safe. Steady on the road.
Late night trucking, man. You better be careful out there. But we appreciate you having us on while you're out there driving, hitting the interstates, drinking your coffee. Breaker 19. We got NWP on the radio who got a copy over.
Drinking amp. It's their
Roger that.
loves.
10-4. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you,
everybody.
yeah.
It's good to-
Thanks for shopping
good to
by
hang
too.
out
I guess
tonight.
if you're here to shop. What you guys got for sale? Okay, I got Titans hat, Eric Estep card.
This might get more rare if it doesn't come back next year.
Ooh. That trading card, Danny, how much did you pay for that? $17?
$17. I've seen them certainly go for more. I think I got a good deal.
Jacking those prices up.
That's
Oh,
all we
man.
got for tonight. We're gonna be over on Jarrett's channel next week. I won't be there, but I'm gonna make sure you still have all of my predictions. Eric, you have a chance to catch up to me without me there for random driver,
Oh shit, yeah.
or
Man.
Or if Jarrett can stump you, I have a chance to get a prediction right and not even be here.
That's
A lot on the line for you while I'm gone.
That's even more pressure than when you are here. All right. Oof. All right. Cross my fingers.
All right. Bye-bye.
Drivers, start your engines!
Be plenty of carnage. Full head on them. Wound up. Yeehaw, boys. Holy. It's a junkyard. There's too much time hitting people. Chill a second. No gas, gotta hang off here. Don't overdrive. Just let me do my job. 10 times. I don't care if I wreck the whole field. I'm over him. He's just a moron. That was an absolute bullshit. Not clear. Awesome. I tell you, Mama ain't raising no. What the f*** are you doing out here? People are saying, just racing like idiots. I don't care. Just let me drive. What is he doing?
This is embarrassing. What a clown show. Did you ever think you would see that?